In 4 years under head coach David Moe and his assistant coach Jamal Branco, the Dakota State women's basketball program has gone from one of the worst teams in the NAIA to one of its best. On the verge of their biggest triumph last week, the team was struck with an unimaginable tragedy. When David Moe was hired from Mayville State to take over the Dakota State women's basketball program, he knew he wanted Jamal Branco to be his assistant.
We got a shooting drill. We got you partner up.
Call him up and said, "Hey, got a head job, need you." And he's like, "Oh, where at?" He was super excited. I said, "Dakota State."
And I said no quicker than I could blink. Dakota State knocked me out of the playoffs my junior and senior year, so my last 2 years of college basketball. It was just a place that I did not want to go back to. Feet, watch your feet. I had a long conversation with my dad, and he said, "You love basketball because you just love being around the game. And quite honestly, you can't play forever, but you can coach forever and be around the game." And once he said that, I knew that that's where I needed to be.
Name and location, talk it, let's go.
The only thing harder than selling Jamal on the job was rebuilding a Trojan team that went 4-23 in their second season. Yet for Branco's father, Dave, it was the perfect kind of challenge.
He had a passion for people to just help them reach their goals.
His dad was our biggest fan. Even when we only won 4 games that year, he was our loudest cheerleader. He came to a few of our games. He felt like almost another coach or another teammate.
After a visit to Branco's Florida home during a tournament last season, Dave found a new way to inspire, starting a new tradition.
Before each game, we'd call him in our team huddle and he would pray with us and he'd get us pumped up and fired up for the game.
When Dave Branco got done praying, you wanted to run through a wall. He talked a ton about the supernatural strength that's inside each and every one of you. That every single person has a gift. Every single person is special, is amazing, and to let that out and let that shine.
The passion behind it had you so locked in and ready to go, and had you feeling something that you couldn't explain.
This season, the Trojans were finding their best, winning 22 straight games and earning the right to host the North Star Conference tournament. And there was no doubt who would be there.
Once I told him, I go, "Dad, I think we got a chance to do this thing." He goes, "All right, when it's conference tournament, I'm coming." And that was it.
Dave and Jamal's mom, Julie, flew up from Florida last Monday, and Dave prayed with the team prior to their opening round win over Presentation the following day. 2 nights later, the Trojans were playing Jamal's alma mater, Mayville State, in the semifinals.
He came in to pray with us just like he always did.
He was talking about the strength that our team had shown through our 21-game win streak and everything.
He was mid-prayer and he just hit the floor.
He fell into Lexi Robson and Elsie Leeson, and they kind of caught him and moved out of the way, and he landed on a bag, and everyone thought he had just essentially passed out. We kind of shooed the team out to the floor. Jamal stayed in there with him. Our athletic trainers were in the locker room as well, and they started CPR.
We didn't really know fully what was going on, but we knew we had a game to play, and that's what he would have wanted us to do.
Taking the floor 12 minutes after David collapsed, the Trojans would go on to win 72-55.
That was the hardest game I ever coached. I knew when the game had started and Jamal never came out, I knew that it was something very, very wrong.
The team stayed together longer after the game.
As he passed, it was, I got to carry the torch. I knew that my dad would want me to tell the players that he was proud of them and that he loved them.
Our hearts just broke when we saw Coach Branco's face walking into the locker room. I mean, we knew.
They said it was either a heart attack or a blood clot. Those are the only 2 catastrophic things that it could have been.
Amid the grief was the reality that they still had to play in their conference championship game 48 hours later.
It was definitely something we had to, kind of search really deep down and find that next wave of energy.
Some of that would come from Jamal, who took strength from his family.
I was not going to be on the sideline. And it was more because I didn't want to be a distraction to the players. And my mom and my brother both looked at me at the same time and said, "We're going to be all right, but you got a job to finish."
And it would be his brother Jared taking his father's place to pray with the team before the game.
And it was, number 1, we love to compete. Number 2, we love the game of basketball. And number 3, we love God. And that's how he started his prayer.
It was what was needed, and it was emotional, and there was a few tears, but it was good to hear what he had to say.
With the Brancos and much of Madison cheering them on, the words of the prayers David said before so many games would come to life, with the Trojans entering the fourth quarter, trailing by 12.
Ferocious and supernatural strength.
For what our players had gone through, knowing the spirit of Dave Branco was with us, we never thought we were going to lose that game.
Dakota State finished on a 30-10 run and won 80-72.
And quite honestly, that game on Saturday was a blur. I don't remember anything. All I remember is the buzzer going off at the end. The first thing in my head is, I said, "Dad, we did it." And I was looking for something to squeeze.
I've never been squeezed harder in my life. I grabbed him, told him I loved him, told him that he's family, and I just told him that his dad would be so proud, and his dad's celebrating in heaven right now.
In death, as in life, Dave Branco helped the Trojans find the best in themselves, and paying that forward is how his legacy will live on.
He wanted to touch everyone he met, everyone he talked to. He wanted to make their day better, make their life better. If I can have even the smallest of impact on someone, I think that's pretty amazing.
Jamal says that the family is still planning on what kind of funeral services to hold for their father in Florida. Meanwhile, Branco and the rest of the Trojans will learn where they're heading in the NAIA National Tournament tomorrow night.